Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be breaking down the NBA slate for Tuesday, February 14th. We got a small 3-game slate on for this Tuesday, but I'm going to try my best to give you guys all the value plays that I like and maybe the top studs that I like. But anyways, let's hop right into it. Alright, starting off at point guard, at the top you got Kyle Lowry. He gets a pretty solid matchup against the Bulls. The Bulls aren't great defensively against the point guard. Lowry is pretty expensive at $42, and his production has kind of gone down with DeMar DeRozan back. I would like Lowry if he was a little bit cheaper, but with that $42 price tag, I think it's going to be hard for him to pay off that price tag, so I'm not going to be on Lowry tonight. Under him, you got Kyrie Irving. He gets a terrific matchup against the Timberwolves. They're not great defensively. Irving is pretty expensive as well at $40, but I feel like he definitely has a better chance to pay off that price tag. Kevin Love has already been ruled out for this game, so it's pretty much going to be Kyrie and LeBron running the show. So if you're wanting to pay up at point guard, I would definitely take Kyrie over Lowry. I think Kyrie has a pretty solid 35 to 40 point floor in this matchup with upside of upwards to 50. So I like Kyrie. I think he's probably the top point guard on this slate. All right, you got D'Angelo Russell against the Kings. That's a pretty solid matchup as well. Russell is kind of expensive at $26, but he's definitely in play. That's a solid matchup. The guy I'm probably going to be targeting, though, is right under him, and that's Ricky Rubio. He gets a terrific matchup against the Cavs. They're not great defensively against the point guard. Kyrie Irving is a very bad defender. And Rubio has actually been killing it lately. Aside from that one game in Toronto, he's put up 23, 39, 38, and 41 fantasy points. And he's played over 30 minutes in 4 of his last 5 games. He's only $24 on Yahoo. He should easily be able to pay off that price tag with this matchup. Like I said, Kyrie's not a good defender. I definitely like Rubio to get you a double-double with points and assists in this matchup. He shouldn't have a problem paying off that price tag, so I really like Rubio. He's probably going to be the point guard that I go after. Also think Darren Collison is in play. He gets a very good matchup against the Lakers. They're terrible defensively, and they play up in pace. And Collison has really been killing it lately with Ty Lawson out of the lineup. If Ty Lawson does not play this game, you can definitely look towards Collison. He's a terrific play. At only $17, he shouldn't have a problem paying off that price tag. So I really like Collison if you're wanting to pay down at point guard. MCW against Toronto, that's a solid matchup. Dwayne Wade is currently doubtful for this game, and Jimmy Butler is questionable. MCW will probably get the biggest boost if Butler misses, but if Wade misses, I feel like Carter Williams will definitely get some more run. If I were you, I would just try and find a little bit extra salary to pay off for Collison, but if Wade and Butler both don't play, then definitely you can look towards Carter Williams, but if one of them plays, I'd probably just try and find the extra dollars to pay up for Collison. Alright, I think that's it for all the point guards. Like I said, guys, this is a 3-game slate, so there aren't many options to choose from. So this video might be a little short, but anyways, let's just go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, at the top of the shooting guard list, you got DeMar DeRozan. He gets a pretty solid matchup against the Bulls. They're not great defensively. I don't know if shooting guard's where I want to pay up tonight. I would probably try and pay up for LeBron or Boogie, but if you want to look toward DeRozan, he's a fine play. I would definitely play him over Lowry if you're trying to get exposure to that Toronto offense. So DeRozan's a fine play if you want to pay up at shooting guard. D-Wade against Toronto, he's definitely in play if he plays for this game, but like I said, he is doubtful. If he doesn't play, that doesn't really affect any shooting guards. Michael Carter-Williams will probably see the biggest boost if Wade doesn't play, and MCW is only point guard eligible. But like I said, Wade is a good play if he's actually playing in this game, but I'm expecting him to be out. He is doubtful. Under him, you got Lou Williams against Sacramento. Williams has really been consistent lately. On his last 5 games, he's put up 23, 32, 29, 23, and 24 fantasy points. He has $21 on Yahoo, so he would have to get about 25 points to be worth the play to pay off that price tag. I definitely think he can do that given this matchup against the Kings, so Lou Williams is definitely in play. Nick Young, I probably wouldn't go there. It is a 3-game slate, so he's definitely in play, I guess, but I probably am not going to go there. Amon Shumpert is currently questionable for this game against the Timberwolves. If he plays, you can definitely look towards him for value. He'll probably get the start. But if Shumpert is out, I would expect Liggins or McRae to get the start. Whichever one of them starts is definitely in play for value. You could look towards them if Shumpert doesn't play. You could also look towards Kyle Korver. He'll probably get some additional run if Shumpert is out. And I think that's pretty much it for all the shooting guards. Shooting guard is pretty gross on this slate. You're either paying up for DeRozan, Wade, or Lou Williams. They're pretty much the only 3 options that I actually feel good about. But these value guys are definitely fine options. It is a 3-game slate, so you could look towards them. But anyways, guys, let's just go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, your top small forward on the slate is LeBron. He gets a solid matchup against the Timberwolves. No Kevin Love for this game, so LeBron is definitely in play for cash games and tournaments. I haven't started building any lineups yet, but I'm going to try and jam LeBron into just about every single one. Even with the $54 price tag, he shouldn't have a problem paying off value. I feel like he has a 45 to 50 point floor in this matchup. He plays heavy minutes. He plays almost 40 minutes just about every night. So I really like LeBron. He's probably the top stud on this slate. And under LeBron, you got Jimmy Butler. Even if Butler plays for this game, I'm probably not going to go to him. He's way too expensive in my opinion at $46. So even if Butler plays, I probably won't go to him. But if he is out, you can go back to point guard and look towards MCW for value. And under him, you got Andrew Wiggins against Cleveland. That's not a great matchup. LeBron's a solid defender. But Wiggins has really been killing it lately, so you could look towards him. It's a 3-game slate. But I feel like the optimal strategy at small forward is definitely going to be to try and jam in LeBron. Matt Barnes has really been killing it lately as well. You can definitely look towards him for value. He gets a terrific matchup against the Lakers. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to power forward. All right, your number one power forward on this slate is Boogie. He gets a terrific matchup against the Lakers. Hopefully there's enough value on this slate where I can jam in Boogie and LeBron into the same lineup. They're definitely the top studs on this slate. They should easily combine for over 100 fantasy points. So Boogie is definitely in play, gets a terrific up-and-pace matchup against the Lakers. Julius Randle against Sacramento, you could look towards him. His price is really cheap at only $24. I feel like he shouldn't have a problem paying off that price tag. This is a terrific matchup against the Kings, so I like Randle at the mid-range. Gorgie Jang against Cleveland, I don't think I'm going to go there, but this guy pretty much has a 20-point floor, so you could definitely look towards him for cash games. Don't think I would use him in tournaments, though, because he doesn't have much upside, but for cash games, I like Dang. Taj Gibson against Toronto, don't think I'm going to go there. And probably the number one value play on this slate is going to be Channing Frye. He's going to start for Kevin Love. Frye is the stone minimum on Yahoo, so I feel like he's definitely going to be the chalk value play. He should easily play over 25 minutes in this matchup. And he shouldn't have a problem paying off that $10 price tag, so definitely look towards Frye for value. He's probably the number one value play on this slate. And I think that's it for all the power forwards, guys. The only 4 guys I'm really going to be looking at here is Boogie, Randle, Jang, and Frye. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and move on to center. All right, the top of the center list, you got Karl Anthony Towns. He gets a bad matchup against Cleveland. Tristan Thompson's a really good defender. And Cat is really expensive. I don't think I'm going to pay up for him. I feel like the optimal strategy on this slate is definitely going to be to pay up for LeBron and Boogie. So probably not going to look towards Towns, but if you want to play him, he's fine, I guess. It's a 3-game slate. I wouldn't go there in cash games, but he'll probably be low owned for tournaments, so he's fine if you want to play him in tournaments. But I definitely wouldn't go there in cash games. I would just pay up for LeBron or Boogie. Joe Val against Chicago, that's a terrific matchup. Joe Val's definitely going to be the center that I target here. Like I said, this is a really good matchup against Chicago. They're not great against the center, so I really like Valanciunas. Tristan Thompson against Minnesota, that's a solid matchup as well. He might have to play heavy minutes in this matchup to bang with Karl Anthony Towns. And Thompson's actually really been consistent lately, so you could definitely look towards Thompson for value. He's only $14. And if he plays over 25 to 30 minutes in this matchup, he shouldn't have a problem hitting value. So if you want to pay down at center, you could look towards Thompson for value. Robin Lopez against Toronto, don't think I'm going to go there. I would just try and find the extra dollar to pay up for Thompson. And I think that's it for all the centers, guys. There's pretty much 3 centers that I'm going to be targeting here, and that's pretty much Towns, Valanciunas, and Thompson. Those are really the only 3 guys I'm going to be looking at. But anyways, I'm going to just go ahead and give you guys a lineup that I put together, and then I'll close it out. Alright guys, so this is a lineup I put together for the NBA slate on Tuesday, February 14th. Some of these value guys might not be in play if injuries don't break our way, so always be sure to take note of that. So if Shumpert plays, definitely need to take Liggins out. And if Wade and Butler play, then you need to take MCW out. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name and you'll get notifications whenever I upload. So be sure to do that if you never want to miss out on a video. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.